game passes, some of the worst things inside of Sonic Speed Simulator. Why? Not because they're bad in any way, but it's because most of them are overpriced and just outdated. Today, I'm going to be talking about some improvements that game passes could make to make them more popular and make them more worth it overall. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and with that, let's get straight into it. Alright, now the first game pass we're going to be looking at is the 2x skill pieces for 200 Robux. Now what this does is essentially whenever you rebirth, it'll give you double the amount of skill points. Now this one could be useful, but I feel like skill points have kind of died out since SSS was rebirthed. So honestly, I don't think this one deserves to be 200 Robux, but I think it would be better to put it at 150 or maybe just 100 because it's honestly pretty washed away at this point. Now let's look at the 2x levels game pass for around 400 Robux. Now honestly, I think this one is very worth it already because lots of people need levels, and 2x levels is just a great game pass overall. Although some people will argue that 400 Robux is a little bit over, so honestly I think bringing it down to around 350 would be good, but either way it is still perfectly fine at 400. Next up, we have 2x skills, and this is a little bit different to the first one we looked at because this one will actually give you double the bonus when you actually use your skill pieces, so it isn't double the skill pieces. Now for this one, again, I would say that skill pieces and skills are kind of a forgotten feature, and so I don't know if I would say this one is worth it, but to be fair, skill pieces and skills do take quite a lot of time to earn, so this one is a little bit more effective. So honestly, I would say this one is actually fine where it is right now. Now we actually have 2x race tickets for 200 Robux. Now this one I am actually a little bit disappointed from because race tickets are already quite difficult to get, and honestly I think that this should be 3x race tickets because I think it would just benefit and help a lot more people considering it is 200 Robux and race tickets barely have any use outside of the race shop, where if you have everything already it's not really worth it. Now we have triple eggs for 600 Robux, and again this one is pretty useful, except I don't think 600 Robux is a justified price tag for this considering other games actually do give this for free, and I think it would be a lot more useful if it was a lot cheaper because 600 is one of the more expensive game passes in the game, and I think this one deserves to be at 400 or even 500 Robux to be honest. Okay, next up we have the faster egg opening for 100 Robux, and this one is literally dirt cheap. It's already 100, it doesn't have much effect, not having it isn't gonna kill you, and I think first of all you should not be buying this one, and second of all this should be in the daily rewards. Like come on, if we put this in the last week, like in next to the final reward, I'm not sure what it is, if we put it there, that would be so much more useful. Now next up we have +2 pet slots, and this one is actually very useful. This is honestly I think the most sold game pass in the game because I see a ton of people walking around everywhere with this, and to be fair this one is pretty useful because getting an extra 2 pets can be extremely powerful, especially if they're fast friends, so this one is honestly fine where it is. I don't think it needs to be changed, but it would be useful if there was another variant of this which gave you more pet slots, but maybe a little bit more expensive. Now it's time for the most expensive game pass in the game, and this is of course the Infinite Magnet. Now honestly this one for 1600 Robux is definitely not worth it. Like come on, Magnet is really useful, but you can get yourself a full team of Magnet Skin, Magnet Chow, Magnet Trails, and pretty much everything Magnet, and you'd pretty much have equal to this anyways. So honestly this one is definitely not worth it as it is now, and I think it would be better to bring it down to like a price tag of something around 1,000 because that would mean a lot more players can buy it, and I just don't think it's that useful at this point because we have auto run. Alright, now next up we have one of the most useful game passes in the game, and this is the 400 Robux VIP. Now what does this give you? Well, a VIP name tag, trail, chat icon, and I'm pretty sure it also now gives you an exclusive trade hub trading stall, and all of those are pretty cool, but it also does give you an AFK XP boost in the auto run. Now honestly if it wasn't for that this would definitely not be worth it, but I think after all of those it kind of does come around together, and to be fair I think they could charge an extra 50 Robux on this if they wanted, and the same amount of people would definitely buy it. Alright, Alright, now we have one of the least useful game passes in the game if you are already a pretty good player, and this is of course the starter pack, and it's kind of expected why this isn't good, but it gives you 1 Tails Chow, 2.5 million rings, a 30-minute or 20-minute triple XP boost, the +2 pets equip slots, and a 20 extra inventory slots. Now for the beginner player, I can see this kind of being useful, except I still don't think that this needs to be 500 Robux, because 400 of those 500 are the +2 pets equip game pass, so honestly, this could easily get away with being 100 Robux cheaper, because the extra stuff isn't really useful. But then you're probably going to be wondering why people would not buy this instead of the other game pass, the +2 pet slots, because they'd be the same price. And honestly, I think this could be a beginner exclusive similar to the adventure starter pack. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's something like that when you start the game and it's only available to you. So honestly, I would respect that and buy that a ton more. Plus, not to mention that 2.5 million rings is literally nothing in today's economy of Sonic Speed Simulator and is pretty much useless. Now, these last few game passes are the most recent ones. And first of all, we have the AFK XP Champ. For 350 Robux, this one is going to get you 20% extra rewards from the auto run, and honestly, I think this one is definitely not worth it, especially because it's 350 Robux. Like, at that price, I think we should definitely be getting double the rewards, or even triple the rewards, to be honest. And if they wanted, they could raise the price a little, but then go to 5 extra rewards, because that just makes a lot more sense since lots of people spend time AFKing. Now, for 200 Robux, we have the Skyring Master Game Pass, and this one, again, I think should be the daily rewards, because there isn't much practical use for this one. It just brings all Skyring cooldown down to 3 seconds, which is a little bit useful, I guess, especially if a quest requires a ton of sky rings. But honestly, it's not that great, especially if you go to the Tornado Assault, where there are a heck ton of sky rings. So please keep away from this one, unless the price was reduced about like by 100 Robux. Maybe then it would be worth it, unless you get it from daily rewards. Okay, now for this next game pass, the All Music Pass. Honestly, who is buying this one? For the same amount of price, you could go get something so much more useful. But why would you purchase a game pass that gives you stuff you can get for free? Like, you can literally just run around and get the music tracks yourself, but not choose to buy them. I honestly think this one would be better if it gave you exclusive tracks. Like, that would make it so much more useful. Tracks that are deemed that are not going to come to Sonic Speed Simulator for free. Because I could look up a tutorial and head right over to a world and unlock all of the music tracks just like that. Plus, for 200 Robux, this one is definitely out of reach of many people. And finally, for 400 Robux, we have the XP Booster Pass. Now this one, I guess, is kind of useful, and what it gives you is 2x levels, 2x skill pieces, and a 12-hour XP boost. And this one, okay, I think is pretty good, to be honest, and it does stack with the other level game passes, so you could just get those and stack them with this if you wanted, and I would actually be pretty fine with that, because I wouldn't be losing out that much. So I think this one is already exactly where it should be and doesn't need to be increased or decreased at all. Anyways, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because it took a little bit of a while to prepare, and if you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. It's free, easy, helps out a ton, and you can always change your mind later. See you in the next one. Bye guys.